Hey, Broncos GM George Paton.
Thank you.
I thought I made it pretty fucking clear. This is who Broncos country wanted as their quarterback. This gentle fellow is not Gardner Minshew. That's not Gardner Minshew. That's not Gardner Minshew. That's Teddy Bridgewater. Now, I didn't put on barely any clothes today just so you could trade for Teddy and not Gardner. Gardner's my quarterback. Fine. I'll get it together. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. Teddy isn't just a bridge QB, right? Perna. The Broncos traded for Panthers quarterback Teddy Bridgewater one day before the NFL draft, and it honestly poses more questions for me about the Broncos quarterback room than it provides answers. Now, I don't hate this move. I really don't. I love Teddy, but I also don't like this move. So bear with me as I roller coaster between the good and the bad of this signing for my Broncos. Now, Will Keys and I will be live Thursday for the first round of the NFL draft, so come back here and party with us. Today, I'll discuss the dichotomous feelings the Teddy Bridgewater trade has laid upon me, AB, Antonio Brown, briefly, the Jimmy G trade rumors, the Patriots trade rumors, Fleetwood Mac's rumors, and the internal struggle as my brain battles my heart. Whew, that's good sports. For promotional purposes, I am putting a shirt on. Benchwarmer Brew, my coffee company. Shirts coming soon. They're not quite available. I'll let you know when they are. But if you want to support this channel, BenchwarmerBrew.com. I've got really high quality beans. If you're into coffee, this shit is for you. BenchwarmerBrew.com. If you sign up for the subscription service, that's the cheapest way to get my coffee. It's not cheap. I'm not gonna lie to you, but that's because we get really, really good beans. BenchwarmerBrew.com. On to the episode. Okay, is Teddy Bridgewater the perfect mentor for Horsecock Lock? This photo says yes. My brain says yes. My heart says, why date a 6 when you got a 10 ready to bang for a lot less money? Now, this is not a bad move for the Broncos. Teddy is better than Jeff Driscoll and probably Brett Rippon and probably Drew Lock, but that doesn't mean I have to like the move. Depending on what the Broncos do in the draft, I will try to reserve my judgment because a lot of how I feel about this move will be solidified when we know what they do in the draft. But Denver gave just a 6th round pick to the Carolina Panthers in exchange for Teddy Bridgewater, according to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. Also, according to Adam Schefter, the Panthers will be paying $7 million of Teddy's contract, while the Broncos pay him just $3 million. Teddy actually took a pay cut to get to Denver, which is reportedly where he wanted to play. So that is a good sign. Now, if anyone has a good read on Teddy, it is Broncos GM George Paton, who was in Minnesota when the Vikings drafted Teddy. Bridgewater is good enough to get the Broncos exactly 1 pick higher in next year's draft, just like Carolina was this year. Then again, Teddy was flawless on a good team in place of Drew Brees in New Orleans, winning all 5 of his starts. He threw 9 touchdowns to just 2 picks in that stretch. Maybe Teddy just needs a Drew in the QB room to thrive. The biggest knock on Teddy's game, besides being a bit of a checkdown guy, is that he takes too many sacks. It's actually the one thing Drew Lock does very well, not get sacked. On paper, I think this is a pretty good deal. It gives the Broncos a strong veteran presence that they didn't have before, and it provides a hedge for the Broncos if they don't end up getting a quarterback tomorrow during the draft. Then again, you know what teams say? Oh, that guy's a good veteran presence to add to the QB room. Teams that won't be fucking competing. Now again, it is a good deal. I just don't like it. Just like Taco Bell price-wise is always a good deal, but I don't like diarrhea, so I'm not gonna eat that shit every night. Now this move tells me that the Broncos are probably going to wait at pick number 9 to see if a QB falls. And if that doesn't happen, my guess is they'll be trading down. Now my heart is telling me that the Denver Broncos just don't really fucking believe in Drew Lock.
Thank you.
But they also don't have the balls to go up and get a QB in this draft, and just traded for a guy who is good enough to put them in the same position next season. So again, why not take a guy like Gardner Minshew, who is just as safe with the football as Teddy in terms of interceptions, but also hasn't trapped himself into a ranch-style home where you already know exactly how high the ceiling is. And don't tell me it's because the Jags won't trade him. That said, if Teddy Bridgewater grows a mullet, I will back him with the same unadulterated passion. Now, if there's no rookie involved, trading for Teddy means that Drew Lock is going to have stiff competition in training camp. Basically, Teddy is kind of a litmus test, being a middle-of-the-road quarterback. Because if Drew Lock can't beat him out in year 3, then he's almost definitely not the guy. That's just how it is. And again, veteran presence. You know who's a veteran? Drew Lock is now. Now, in terms of drafting a quarterback, it also signals that they probably are in the market for a guy like Trey Lance, now that they have the ultimate bridge quarterback, a man literally destined for the role given his last name, only because other options didn't work out. Teddy, a bridge too far. Teddy, bridge over troubled water. Teddy, my grandma played bridge every Sunday and all she ever did was talk shit about my grandpa. Well, that last one doesn't really work. Now, my only question is, if they do target Lance, they'll have to trade up to get him. So does that mean they would also deal Drew Lock in that trade? If so, are the Falcons possibly interested in Drew Lock, or maybe the Lions? All right, moving on. The Buccaneers decided to re-sign wide receiver Antonio Brown, who quietly settled his sexual assault lawsuit a week ago. I don't know how I missed that. And will I miss it again when Deshaun Watson does the same thing 22 times? With the signing of Antonio Brown, the Buccaneers have maintained more continuity than the perfect feature film. The Bucs will bring back 22 Super Bowl starters. They're the only team in the salary cap era to ever do that. Their top 16 snap count leaders on offense, their top 21 snap count leaders on defense, all of their coordinators, and even Methy, the three-legged dog whose one job is to keep Rob Gronkowski from ever trying meth in Tampa. Can you imagine how much Gronk would love meth? I bet his body already produces it naturally, though. One team that has been great at accumulating picks is the Dolphins, who have 8 this year, but 4 in the first 2 rounds. The reason Miami has been good at accumulating premium picks, outside of Bill O'Brien's negligence, is because their commitments to free agents last about as long as all of the commitments I see in this photo. Why, Travis? Not you too, Travis. All I can say is, nah. Nah? Na 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 na. Back to the Dolphins. They decided to free up a little money by sending guard Eric Flowers back to Washington, which was where he played prior to joining the Dolphins in 2020. The Dolphins signed Flowers to a 3-year deal worth $30 million last offseason, and are swapping late-round picks to send Flowers back to Washington. Now, Flowers was drafted as a tackle back in New York, got destroyed, moved to guard, and turned into a solid starter. So Washington's offensive line gets a little better for Fitzmagic. And I haven't seen Flowers and a genius like this since Algernon. And genius is the opposite of how the Dolphins do free agency. They dealt Minkah Fitzpatrick. They cut Kyle Van Noy 1 year into a 4-year deal, and then traded Shaq Lawson to the Texans 1 year into a 3-year deal. The only place regret hits more quickly is realizing how much you tipped on OnlyFans when you finish. Now we know the 49ers are going quarterback at pick 3. What we don't know is who that quarterback is. We do have a good idea, however, that Jimmy Garoppolo will not be on the roster, according to Jason Lockenfora. And yeah, take it for what it's worth, there's a strong expectation that the 49ers will try to move Jimmy G before or during the draft. Jimmy G, I would have preferred over Teddy. To me, that says the pick is Mac Jones, because if they do end up taking a guy like Trey Lance, then I would keep Jimmy and let Lance sit for a while, unless you want to go out and get someone like Nick Foles to be the bridge quarterback. Then, of course, Nick Foles will have an amazing season in Kyle Shanahan's system, and suddenly there's an immediate QB controversy. The resurrection of Big Dick Nick. That's 3 QBs, 3 dick references. Anyways, I think the most obvious landing spot for Jimmy Garoppolo still is New England, as their plan B if they can't move up and draft a quarterback. After that, I'm honestly not sure who makes sense outside of maybe, well, I would have said the Broncos had they not made that move for Teddy. According to Diana Rossini from ESPN, part of a trade package to move up could include former Defensive Player of the Year, Stefan Gilmore. Here's the thing, I don't think that's as enticing an offer as they think it is. He's due just $7 million this year, then you'd have to extend him, which you might not want to do because he'll be 32 years old at the start of the 2022 season. The Patriots used to get away with murder, figuratively speaking, and I have to say that when mentioning the Patriots, of course, but they used to get away with trading away players that they didn't want. They were so good, teams would take those players in hopes of learning the secrets of the Patriots' ways. That is gone, and a trade involving Gilmore only helps the Patriots. Sure, a corner-needy team might want Gilmore for a season, Green Bay, but they're not going to see that as a piece valuable enough to give away a top 10 pick for. And again, the Broncos actually have the leverage that the Patriots want in terms of trading up, even after the Bridgewater move. First, the Broncos have the 9th pick rather than the 15th pick, and they have a trade partner in the Miami Dolphins that would rather feed their mascot to Japanese fishermen than trade with the Patriots. Miami has made it known they will trade the 6th pick as long as they stay in the top 12. If the Patriots want to leapfrog the Broncos, you're probably going to have to talk to the Bengals and get them to give you the 5th pick. Good luck with that. Or you'll have to make a 49ers level trade to move up to 4th overall where the Falcons currently sit. And maybe they do, but it's going to take a hell of a lot more than Stefan Gilmore and whatever bullshit back-end picks they probably packaged to get up there. I'm not sure the last time Bill Belichick has ever had to make a trade up like this, but this isn't the 90s. GMs aren't morons anymore, Bill. You can't trick Mike Ditka out of his entire draft class. Get in line like the rest of us, New England, and enjoy another losing season, bitch. Thanks for watching. That's Good Sports. Please come back tomorrow for our live draft coverage. Clickbait Sports will do a pre-draft video, and then Will and I will be live during